So Vigilantes, are you dying to see what happened after the end of the last episode with Oliver meeting Emiko in person for the first time, without the suit, if you know what I mean? Well, this promo teases that and a whole bunch more. So let's break down episode 11's trailer, Past Sins. What is up, Vigilantes? Welcome again to a brand new Arrow Season 7 trailer breakdown. Now, this is for episode 11, Past Sins. Fun fact, David Ramsey, who plays Diggle, you should all know that one, is actually directing this episode. That is not unusual to do in a long-running show. For example, Daniel Panabaker, who plays Caitlin Snow on The Flash, has done this, and she's even directing, I think, another episode this season. So, really looking forward to see how David Ramsey does. I'm sure he's going to do great, but I'm going to be quiet now and get straight into the trailer, show you guys it so we can get straight into breaking it down. So, roll the trailer.
What our father did to you was unforgivable. I need to try and make things right.
Your family destroys everything it touches.
Just give me a chance. You're my sister.
Arrow, all new this Monday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
So even though that trailer didn't show an awful bunch, it definitely focused on the stuff I'm most interested in, and that is Oliver meeting his sister and trying to appeal to her to, like, I don't know, give him a chance, I guess, because, you know, I'm your brother and I literally had nothing to do with any of this, so please, let's be friends and see where that goes. But either way, there's some other stuff as well that I will talk about in this breakdown of this episode in general, because there's been some promo photos out there which show the Ghost Initiative, aka Suicide Squad Mark II, rebelling in Arga. So how the hell does that happen with Diaz having a bomb in his head? And I'm assuming the others will maybe get the same treatment. Later we'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's first read out the synopsis for this episode so you have a little bit more context as to what is going down in episode 11. David Ramsey directs his first episode of Arrow. The past comes back to haunt both Oliver and Laurel. Curtis is upset when he discovers that Diggle and Lila have restarted the Ghost Initiative with Diaz, China White, Kane Wolfman, and Carrie Cutter. So with all of that in mind, in the trailer we just saw, obviously if you have seen the most recent episode, you know that Oliver has found out that he's got a sister after Felicity analysing that blood sample of the Copycat Green Arrow. And then after looking more into his father's side of things, there was a letter to Walter to make sure Emiko got looked after, but that never ended up happening. And essentially Oliver feels really messed up knowing that he had a sister, let alone having a sister, but she was never looked after. So I think Oliver has kind of this good vibe or good sense that she probably wants nothing to do with him, which is something he kind of said throughout the episode and how he probably shouldn't go running and jumping into it. And that is kind of probably what Emiko thinks, because in this trailer we got a couple of pointers to that. And right off the bat, Oliver says what our father did to you was unforgivable. Now also we do hear Oliver say he wants to try and make things right. So across the clips in this trailer, I think that is exactly what he's trying to do. Whether Emiko wants him to get involved or not, I think Oliver is going to put his foot through the door and try and help her regardless, to show that he means nothing but, you know, wanting to build a bridge with her in terms of like a relationship they can move forward with as a hopefully potential future brother and sister kind of relationship. Now at first thought when I saw Oliver walking into this apartment here, I thought that maybe this was Emiko Queen's little board that she has trying to solve her mother's death, but this isn't the same board at all. Obviously this is displaying Lost at Sea Robert Queen and Son, the Glades News memorial held for shipwreck victims, and we just see a whole lot of investigation into Robert Queen's death, and, you know, Oliver Queen going missing for 5 years in hell. Now, I'm wondering what relevance this has to the episode. I don't think this has anything to do with, like, Emiko Queen herself, because, as I said, her murder board is completely different. It surrounds investigating her mother. And we see Oliver walk into this place, and it looks like Dinah behind her. It's really hard to make out who exactly that is. Could be Laurel, because, you know, the synopsis does state that the past comes back to haunt Oliver and Laurel. So this could just be looking into that even more. Obviously, Laurel was somewhat connected to the whole disappearance with Oliver and her sister Sarah, even though this technically isn't Laurel we're talking about in a minute. But it seems whoever may be outside all of this may think that obviously Black Siren or Earth 2 Laurel is Earth 1 Laurel, and that could be where all of this drama is coming from. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below as to what Oliver could have stumbled across here. But as I keep kind of going back to, Emiko's probably not going to be hot to the, well, she's going to be cold to the touch to begin with, because, you know, she even says, you know, everything your family touches gets destroyed or something like that. And the reason why she probably writes Oliver off, she's not stupid. She probably knows that he has nothing to do with any of this, but she's probably seen, well, the fact that she knows he's the public Green Arrow now, and the fact that he was the Green Arrow before this, and maybe what happened between Moira and Deathstroke and all these things throughout the years and whatnot, she probably just assumes that he's just as rubbish as what Moira was seen as by some people in the public, or Walter, or even or even his father or whatever. So she's probably just like, look, I've never known you, I don't need your help, never have needed your help, so just stay away from me, whatever, blah 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 blah. You kind of get the drift here, but Oliver's just like, I want to help, please, like, you're my sister. And I definitely feel like Stephen Amell's acting here is really coming across. He really does convey the perfect emotion here. And same with Emiko Queen. You can tell that she probably wants to get to know him, but like with everything that has kind of happened, she's just really trying hard to bite her lip. And maybe she will let her guard down eventually, and that's probably inevitable. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing how these two interact with each other, and as I said, predicting how Oliver's probably going to try and help her anyway, whether she likes it or not. Now, if you remember in the synopsis as well, it says that the past comes back to haunt Oliver and Laurel. Now that we do get this one scene of Black Siren actually using her Canary cry, or Black Siren cry, whatever you want to call it, to send this guy flying backwards, so I'm very intrigued as to what storyline is going on here. I actually do not recognize this guy from the top of my head, so let me know down in the comments below if I've missed out anything blatant here. Also, in regards to this scene with Laurel, or Earth 2 Laurel, still have yet to see, some people are saying, and I've spotted on the internet, that this could be a flashback scene for Black Siren, which would be really awesome. Because if there's one thing that we've learned through Black Siren and, you know, her conversations with various people, or what first comes to mind is her protecting Felicity this season from stepping over the line and becoming dark, is that she used to be a nice person. She even compared herself to that of Felicity and how she used to be just like her. So maybe it would be really cool if we got a flashback to when Black Siren first got her powers here. It does seem that Laurel's hair is a little bit braided there. Maybe that's why people are saying it. Yet again, I do not want to say that this is definitively a Black Siren Earth 2 flashback, but it would be really cool to see that, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Other than that, this trailer only teases the Argus side of things for a load of like Argus officers just running through Argus, and it doesn't actually show any of like the Ghost Initiative like wiping Argus members out. But from these promo photos that you're probably seeing on screen right now, that is where we can see all of that happening. We see Diaz talking to Curtis. Well, in the synopsis anyway, it says that Curtis is disappointed to kind of learn about Diggle and Lila restarting the Ghost Initiative, and that's just because there's a whole talk of how that was kind of a messed up program anyway. Amanda Waller was, you know, quite a messed up person, even though you could argue it was necessary to get blah 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 done, and here are Diggle and Lila doing that, and so obviously Curtis is not going to necessarily agree with that. In his promo photos, I am wondering if he's just monitoring them for some other kind of reason. Maybe he's administering more bombs into their head himself. Maybe that's what they're asking him to do. But as you can see, with all of these popular members of the Ghost Initiative, you know, Diaz, Joe Wilson, you know, China White, and even more, it looks like they kind of escape, and it looks like Curtis is taken hostage. Now, what I would love to know is, why is Diaz doing this? He's got a freaking bomb in his head, Suicide Squad style, so why is he risking this? But either way, maybe it gets him to deactivate the bombs in their heads if all of the rest of the Ghost Initiative have got them in their heads also. But either way, I'm very intrigued to find out what Diaz does here with the other Ghost Initiative members. What causes them to rebel against Argus, and what their end goal is, because it is a pretty risky thing, as I said, with a bomb in your head, and he's going to be breaking that possible deal that he has with Diggle and Lila, with, you know, trying to find out about Dante. Is he really going to risk the deal of freedom there? But then again, Diaz did threaten Lila when the bomb was going in his head, saying, you know, he will go after her if he gets the first available opportunity to do so. So very exciting stuff, guys. Back half the season so far. Really enjoyed the first episode back, episode 10. Check out my review in the cards above if you haven't already. And all of this looks exciting to come as well. So keep it up, Arrow. Really looking forward to next week's episode. Let me know what you're excited for down in the comments below. other than that, guys, leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. It really does show your support for the channel. Subscribe for more videos like this if you did enjoy it, and leave notifications on, or turn them on if you will, to make sure you never miss out on a single video. Other links, as always, are in the description down below to my social media, my Instagram, and other places to follow me, as well as my Patreon, where it fuels the content that I create on this channel. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you Vigilantes in the next video. Goodbye.